Today, I am a role model, says Angel Reese. I take that seriously, says Angel Reese. Okay, girl, you're my angel. Okay, fine. Angel Reese is the example we want to set for the people that we are being role models to. Is the example that we want to set. If we don't get our way, we throw a temper tantrum. If we don't get our way, we throw a hissy fit.
The WNBA is publicly celebrating its biggest boom in history, with sold-out arenas and record-shattering ratings. But behind the curtain, a secret war is being waged against its biggest star, a war so toxic it threatens to burn the entire league to the ground from the inside out. While the commissioner boasts about growth, a shocking reality is unfolding on the court and in the locker rooms, one that could spell the end of this golden era before it truly begins, revealing a truth far darker than anyone imagined.
It is over. That is the last you will see Angel Reese in a Chicago Sky uniform with the antics and the stuff she pulled to end this season. She straight up quit on this team the last 3 games of the season, refused to play. She disrespected her teammates. Her teammates went back and fired back, letting it be known, hold on, shorty, we're not going for that. Now the Angel Reese stands invaded the Chicago game, screaming out, fire Jeff P, who is the GM.
The numbers are simply staggering, and they all point to one person, Caitlin Clark. When she plays, TV ratings explode by over 200%, with games pulling in millions of viewers who had never watched a WNBA game before. Ticket prices for Indiana Fever road games have skyrocketed by 150%, with fans paying Super Bowl prices just to get a glimpse of her. The so-called Clark effect is so powerful that the league was forced to finally approve charter flights for all teams, a luxury players had demanded for years. She isn't just a player, she has single-handedly become the league's entire business model. But this unprecedented success came with a terrifying price.
I'm all excited. Oh, I'm gonna watch my favorite player, Angel Reese, only to find out, oh, she's busy sticking it to the man, the Chicago Sky organization. Hey, why isn't Angel Reese playing, Mom, Dad? Well, she threw her teammates under the bus. The organization reprimanded her accordingly, and now she just quit on the team. Oh. Is this somebody I should be looking up to? No. Let's get out of here, son.
Her welcome to the league wasn't just a few tough games. It was a series of brutal, calculated takedowns. The basketball world watched in horror as Chennedy Carter blindsided her with a vicious off-ball hip check, an act so blatant it was later upgraded to a flagrant foul. But that was just the beginning. She's been shoved to the floor, hammered on drives, and targeted with a level of physicality that goes far beyond simple competition. This wasn't just a rookie getting tested. It was a message being sent by the league's old guard, and the message was clear. You are not welcome here. What's even more disturbing is who let it happen.
Fire Jeff. That is Jeff Pagliosa, the GM of the Chicago Sky. Damn, I can spot a nickel in the 3rd row, section C3. Angel Reese, you ain't selling no tickets. You ain't selling no tickets. I can spot a nickel right there. Right there. Listen, the Angel Reese fans letting it be known, they want this GM fired, y'all. Not ideal. I pour my heart and soul into this job. I lose sleep over losing. If anyone is going to take the bullets, I'd rather be me over our head coach or our players. Jeff P out there on his own, man.
The officials, who are supposed to be the guardians of the game, have become silent accomplices. Night after night, the referees swallow their whistles as Clark is subjected to blatant fouls that would be called instantly on any other player. The shocking lack of protection has led many to question if this is mere incompetence or something far more sinister. Are the officials intimidated by the veteran players? Or worse, are they following an unspoken directive from the league itself to let them play, effectively allowing a public mugging to unfold on the court? This officiating crisis has turned the game into a dangerous spectacle where the rules no longer seem to apply to the league's most important asset.
Hey, Angel, are you frustrated with the organization or frustrated in general?
I don't think I'm frustrated. I probably am frustrated myself right now. I think the language is taken out of context, and I really didn't intentionally mean to put down my teammates because they've been through this with me throughout the whole year. They've busted their ass just how I busted my ass. They showed up for me through thick and thin and in the locker room when nobody could see anything. So I would apologize to my teammates, which I already.
As their biggest star was being treated like a human piñata, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert remained chillingly silent. There were no strong condemnations of the violence, no emergency memos to officials demanding they protect the league's golden goose. The silence wasn't a mistake, it was a choice. Sources from inside the league suggest that Engelbert is terrified of alienating the veteran players who feel overshadowed by Clark's meteoric rise. She's walking a tightrope, trying to cash in on Clark's fame while simultaneously appeasing the very players who seem intent on driving her out. It's a dangerous game of political cowardice that puts the league's entire future at risk.
Angel Reese, she's shutting herself down for the rest of the season.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know what? She's not gonna be missed.
No, that's ridiculous, man.
Here we go. Alabama versus Wisconsin. Alabama's ranked number 19 right now. I will take Alabama.
The resentment from established players is boiling over into the public eye. Reigning MVP A'ja Wilson made headlines by suggesting that Clark's immense popularity is largely due to her race, a comment that exposed the deep-seated jealousy brewing beneath the surface. Meanwhile, Angel Reese has made her rivalry with Clark the centerpiece of her personal brand, taking every opportunity to play the villain and deliver hard fouls. These aren't just isolated incidents, they are symptoms of a league-wide culture clash, where a rising tide is being cursed for lifting one boat higher than all the rest.
She has her little like back warmer brace thing around her warm-up gear. She didn't even have her hair tied up, and she didn't play in the first half. And then after the first half, we get this announcement. So you guys, this is actually in the middle of the game. She has never entered the game yet. We get this announcement. It says, after serving a suspension during the first half of tonight's game versus the Las Vegas Aces, Angel Reese has been ruled out for the second half due to a back injury for the team. I'm laughing because it's just all so
This isn't just about fame, it's a deep-seated generational war. The league's veterans, players who scraped and clawed for relevance in empty arenas for years, are now watching a 22-year-old superstar arrive with multi-million-dollar Nike deals and unprecedented media attention. They see her as a product of the modern NAL era, someone who hasn't paid her dues the way they did. This clash between the old school's fight for survival and the new generation's instant stardom has created a bitter divide, turning the locker rooms into a powder keg of envy and disrespect.
Tyler Marsh credit. That was some good bullshit. This dude is a master polisher. Tyler Marsh went above and beyond. He didn't just use the regular polish. This dude grabbed the chrome polish and put a double coat on this turd. For the most part, I noticed that Tyler Marsh was talking about Angel Reese on the court. He was talking about her preparation. He was talking about her work ethic. He was talking about her commitment to pretend basketball, her competitive.
The conflict has been made even more toxic by the deliberate injection of identity politics into the conversation. Instead of addressing the on-court aggression, some players and media figures have skillfully weaponized race and social issues to reframe the narrative. They paint the hard fouls not as unsportsmanlike conduct, but as a righteous pushback against a system that unfairly favors a white superstar. This cynical tactic has successfully created a divisive public debate, distracting from the core issue of player safety and turning a basketball controversy into a full-blown culture war.
Like everything has come to a head, and when one of the biggest sports media entities in the country, The Athletic, which is now owned by the New York Times, comes out and makes this statement, well, maybe this is exactly what we all thought. Angel Reese may have thrown her teammates under the bus, ran the bus over them, and then proceeded to just quit and protest on the team.
This toxic brew of jealousy and politics reached its peak with the decision to leave Caitlin Clark off the 2024 U.S. Olympic basketball team, an act of stunning self-sabotage that sent shockwaves through the sports world. The official excuse was her lack of experience in training camps, but nobody believed it. Insiders revealed the real story, a deep-seated fear among veteran players and committee members about the media circus her presence would create. They reportedly feared she would steal the spotlight. In an ultimate act of betrayal, the gatekeepers of women's basketball chose politics over popularity, sending a clear message that they would rather fail on their own terms than win with her.
Marsh has the toughest job because he's got to deal with the constant drama of Angel Reese and Angel Reese. Well, KC, what do you mean? There's only one Angel Reese. There are two. There is Angel Reese Jr., the pretend basketball player, and there is Angel Reese Sr., better known as Mama Reese, the professional clapping back at the hater.
The same media machine that built Caitlin Clark into a global icon is now feasting on the controversy it helped create. Sports networks, who ignored the WNBA for years, are now leading every show with debates about the hard fouls, player jealousy, and the racial undertones. They are fanning the flames because conflict sells. Clark has gone from being the league's savior in their eyes to its primary source of drama. While this generates clicks in the short term, it's creating a narrative of a dysfunctional and unwelcoming league, potentially poisoning the well for future fans and sponsors alike.
I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury.
This firestorm has ignited a civil war within the fan base itself. On one side are the millions of new fans, fiercely protective of Clark, who are shocked and appalled by the treatment she's receiving. On the other are the longtime WNBA purists, some of whom resent the newcomers and defend the physicality as part of the game. This clash has turned social media into a battlefield, with both sides launching vicious attacks against each other. The league is not just facing a crisis on the court, it's facing a fractured and warring fan base that it has no idea how to unite.
Angel Reese, this is enough. She said, I can't wait for this season to end. Hawaii calling my name. I need a little break from America for real. Girl, do you know that Hawaii is in America? You must be the dumbest thing to ever walk this earth. You talking about you make $1,400 in 7 days while we make it in a week. Same thing. I'm starting to think you're dumb, Angel Reese, or you're clip farming. You're trying to be like Flight Vector.
All of this has placed the Indiana Fever in an impossible position. The team is living under a microscope, with every practice and every game broadcast to a national audience. This level of pressure is unheard of for a franchise that was irrelevant just 1 year ago. While the players publicly support Clark, reports have surfaced of immense strain behind the scenes. They are no longer just a basketball team. They are the center of a cultural phenomenon, and the weight of carrying the entire league on their shoulders is beginning to show cracks in their foundation. Any doubts about her intentions were erased when she faced off against Caitlin Clark again. This time, Reese took matters into her own hands, striking Clark in the head with a flagrant foul as she drove to the basket. It was a reckless and dangerous play that went far beyond typical on-court aggression. For many, this was the final straw, the moment where the line between competitor and antagonist was irrevocably crossed. The trash talk had escalated to physical contact, and the villain label was now impossible to deny. From Kim Mulkey's bench in Louisiana to the WNBA court in Chicago, the dots connect to form a clear picture. This isn't about isolated incidents or misunderstanding. It's a consistent pattern of behavior where team chemistry takes a backseat to personal branding and confrontation is chosen over collaboration. The common denominator in all of this drama, spanning different teams, leagues, and coaches, is Angel Reese herself. The chaos isn't an accident. It seems to be a feature, not a bug. This main character syndrome is poison to a locker room. How do you build team chemistry when you're not sure if your star player will stick around past halftime? Her actions plant seeds of resentment and create an atmosphere where drama takes priority over the team. While fans cheer in the moment, it's the kind of behavior that destroys the trust that actually wins championships. You can't build dynasties on walk-offs and cheap shots. You build them on unity, grind, and loyalty. 3 things her brand seems to actively reject. What's most bizarre is how this behavior is framed as toughness. Real toughness isn't about clapping back online or delivering a flagrant foul. Real toughness is Michael Jordan's flu game, or Kobe Bryant hitting free throws on a torn Achilles. It's about staying in the game when everything in you wants to quit and putting the team above your own ego. Angel Reese's brand of toughness is a reality TV performance, a spectacle disguised as strength. It's theatrics, not resilience. So, as her career continues, the question of her legacy hangs in the balance. Will she be remembered as a fierce competitor who changed the game for women athletes, or as a generational talent who sabotaged her own teams with a relentless need for drama and self-promotion? She commands the spotlight like no one else, but if all people remember is the chaos, the championships, and the talent may end up as nothing more than a footnote in a story about a player who chose headlines over greatness.